Hello, I'm Gemma, and this is going to be my review of the Tattoo Oracle by Charmaine Wilson with artwork by Teneile Napoli. So this is a 33 card deck with an 89-page guidebook, and it's a really good little guidebook. It's got some really excellent descriptions of the card meanings. So if you like to just get your deck and get the guidebook and give yourself a reading that way, I think you'll be able to give yourself a really good reading with this deck because the descriptions of the cards in this book are excellent. However, if you're the type of person who prefers to get the meanings of the card from the actual image on the card itself, then you'll be able to easily do this with this deck as well. So this is the card backing, ho-hum, and then it's on really good cardstock, so it's not sort of too flimsy, it's not too hard, it's quite good to shuffle with. So these are some of my favourite images of the cards. This is probably my favourite image in the deck, Goddess. Isn't she beautiful? Harmony. Cat. I'd like to get a tattoo of this because I love cats. And looking at this deck, I think I really would like to get a tattoo done by Teneile Napoli because the artwork in this deck is excellent. And you've got sexy burlesque lady, Hollywood, magic, owl, lovely, seduction, very sexy card, and forgiveness. Nice little Asian kind of anime manga image there. Okay, so Charmaine Wilson is an Australian psychic medium, and she won the first series of Channel 7's The One, which I did not watch, so that's about the extent of my knowledge about Charmaine Wilson. I do know one person who's done a reading with Charmaine Wilson, and she said it was an excellent reading. And Teneile Napoli is a tattoo artist who Charmaine Wilson worked with to make this deck. And her artwork is absolutely beautiful. So if you enjoy tattoo art, I think you'll really enjoy this Tattoo Oracle deck on that level. However, if you are not into tattoos, then you probably won't really like it and you just won't get it. So that's one thing to consider. Another important thing to consider with this deck is that if you're used to the Blue Angel Gallery or Doreen Virtue decks, which are overwhelmingly positive and uplifting and all about love and light, then you may find this deck confronting because there are some frightening images in this deck. So I'll show you some of those now. That's Wolf. His bad fangs, very scary. Gossip, not so much a confronting image, just a confronting theme. Demons. Monster. Nightmares. Not sure how well you can see that. And illusion. This is a card that comes up a lot for me in readings, which I'm not too sure what to make of. It's a lady looking into the mirror and there's a skeleton looking back at her. So I don't know, maybe you have some insight for me into what that means. And I didn't actually buy this deck myself. It was given to me by my sister-in-law who went to the Charmaine Wilson show in Bundaberg. And she had a weird occurrence at her house when she brought this deck home. So some lights went out and the power shorted out. So she told one of her spiritual mentors, and she said that maybe some kind of negative or dark entity came home with her with the cards. So maybe there was a dark entity attached to the cards. So she offered them to me, and I don't know, maybe some people would be like, no way. But I have a little bit of a curiosity about these sort of things, so I decided to try it. And when I first started working with this deck, I did find that I was having a couple of confusing readings with it, so I put it away. And then I decided to give it another chance, so I smudged the heck out of it, and I sent it some good intentions and sort of consecrated it and that sort of thing. And then I've had some really good, helpful reading and clarifying readings with it ever since then. In particular, one night my husband and I were fighting, and I was really cranky with him, and I sort of got the cards in the guidebook out and did a reading for myself with one of the spreads suggested in the guidebook, and that was really helpful. And the messages in the guidebook were all about not taking what you have for granted and things like that, being grateful for what you have and that sort of thing. So that gave me a better perspective, and after that I went and talked to him and apologised for my part, and things were a lot better after that. So since I actually took the time to smudge the deck and send my good intentions to it, my readings have been a lot better. So I think that just demonstrates the importance of working with your deck, smudging with it, having a bond with the deck that you use, yeah, I've found this to be a deck that's really good for shadow work, and it'll tell you sometimes what you need to hear, not actually what you want to hear, and that's a really important thing to consider. And it's all about shadow work, I found, with this deck, and integrating the shadow and working with it for your greatest good. So thank you very much for watching my video. Feel free to subscribe or send me a private message or leave a comment. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.